Hello everyone, it's your girl Fiona and welcome back. So for today's video, I will be talking about surviving your online classes. So being in an online class has its pros and cons. First is, well, for the pros, you will not be committing to your school. You can take your classes anywhere in your house without even taking a bath or even eating. For the cons, you can miss out on all the fun and meeting all your interesting classmates and building memories and friendships with them. But anyway, since we're here, let's start. First one is stick to your routine. My schedule is like this. Weekends, I have work. Mondays and Fridays are my off days. And Tuesdays to Thursdays are my business and online class days. But for Monday, I try to do some work for my school, so I just do some of my assignments, discussion boards, and some small quizzes that I can do that doesn't require a lot of brain cells in me. So as much as possible, stick to your routine, stick to your calendar. We may fall short sometimes, but don't always forget to go back up. So tip number 2 is set aside a workspace. So for me, the best workspace is when I am close to the window. This is when I will get, the energy from the sun. I love having that in the morning. It keeps me pumped and it keeps me awake. I have my 2 favorite spots here in the house that I go to whenever I study or do something creative. One is our dining area. That's when I do mostly my online classes. But when I'm here in the living room and I can see the outside world, I have this natural light. This is when I get so creative, and this is when I write a lot of things and ideas and create my contents. Next one is use a planner. Planners are very important so that you don't miss on your deadlines or that you won't procrastinate. I have a lot of planners. I have Trello. That is the one that I used for my online classes, and Airtable is the one that I used for my business.
So this is the Airtable that I used for contents and for my business. And this is the Trello that I used for my school. And at the bottom, I have the resources, which contains the cover page that I used for all the subjects in my class and some examples of citations. Each folder has all the information like the course code, the time and date, and also the name of the professors. And of course, the notes of the classes. In this section, I put all the assignments and projects needed per week. And once the week is done, I put it in this folder. And the goal is at the graduation.
And Google Calendar is where I combine both of my deadlines so that I can see the overview of my day or my week or my month. Also, I have this one. I have my mic here, but I use this for a more urgent pressing matters. Like for example, this one is my to-do list for today. Sorry for my writing, I know it's bad, but so this one, oh my god, look at that. So this is my recent exams last week, and I just love to scratch something or like tick the to-do list whenever I finish something. It makes me feel accomplished and it helps me, so that's why I do this instead of just always looking at the screen. It's also better if you write it. This is where I put important information that I don't want to miss. I have here my strategies for posting or whatever, and also here is my daily affirmations. And here is schedule and habits that I wanted to build. So that's where I put everything inside, and it reminds me all the time to do it. So next one is listen to music. So for this one, I just recently practiced and loved this new habit of mine. Before this, I actually didn't believe on listening to music and studying at the same time because I get so distracted whenever I do that back in the Philippines. Because whenever I study, I love to talk maybe in front of the mirror sometimes, but It's like I am reporting to myself what I've just learned, so I'm a bit loud when I'm studying and I want everything to be quiet. So at first I was just, listening to my music on my iPod, and it progressed to me using an earphone so that I can hear the music louder because I wanted to blast in my ears so that I can focus and I can block everything out. Whenever I listen to a certain type of music, I found myself zoning out or zoning in. I don't know, zoning in, and I feel like I'm in trance. Like I'm super laser focused on what I'm doing. So usually when my morning is slow, I love to listen to like Hillsong worship music, specifically Taya Smith. When I am doing some assignments or in the middle of the day, I love to do something upbeat. So whenever I type, I feel like I'm a DJ, you know. So next one is to limit your working hours. So at the beginning of online classes, I feel so overwhelmed about everything with all the projects, assignments. So brain draining, and it feels like a waste of time because I've been sitting there for like the whole day and all my assignments are sloppy the way I write it because I just wanted to finish everything. And like I said, I am using Trello for my school, and when I started creating that and started creating my schedule and started putting the assignments and deadlines per week, help you focus on the things that you just have to do on that day and not worry about other things because it's all laid out for the whole month. Next one is always check your grading rubric. Okay, so this one is actually really important. When I came here to study in Canada, I didn't care about this rubric because, well, in the Philippines, I don't remember having that. You just have to answer. I used to think that it is actually spoon-fed for students to give that kind of rubric because then it's like you're giving them the answers. But I've realized that, well, it's a guide so that we can pinpoint whatever it is that the professor is looking for. It's like they're training you on how to answer a certain question. It gives you basically a pattern on how to answer it. So it's also a big help. Now every time I make my assignments, I look at the rubric all the time and create my answers based on the points. So for example, it's only 2 points for this part, then I would only give him a high level information about the topic. But if it's 6 points, 7 or higher, then I would probably give him or her a more detailed information about the topic. So that's when you can get A plus in your assignments. Next one is do not multitask. So I love multitasking, but it is not a productive habit. It will actually make whatever you're doing longer, and it will result to a much more wasted time. You will not be focused when you're pacing back and forth through a lot of things. I actually experimented on my behavior on multitasking, and I found out that whenever I do this, it would take me longer hours to finish one thing, to finish an assignment. Sometimes I would get a notification on my phone and I would be distracted on other social media, and one thing I know is already an hour passed, and then I would stress out whenever I see the clock or the time and realize that I have been sitting there for a long time. So don't multitask, just finish one at a time. Just finish one project, one assignment, or whatever it is, one at a time. So the next one is to check your school emails or your portals on a daily basis. So this is when you get all the infos and updates of your school. So it is really important to check on it every day because this is where you will get some information to your professors and also to your classmates. For me personally, I do check my portal or my emails, my school email all the time because this is when I get a first dibs on some surveys that will give you gift cards for Amazon or like Best Buy. And also you don't want to miss out on surprise activities or quizzes of your professors. The next one is to connect with your classmates. Be friendly. Yes. So having a friend in your class is a must because you will be needing group reports, projects, or assignments, and it's nice to have a constant friend to be in those projects. Also, it is beneficial for both of you because you can check on each other on the assignments or whatever deadlines that you have in your classes. And last but not the least for my tips is make time for yourself. Some people may think that just because you're doing online, everything is easy, but I feel like there's actually a lot more content online because they wanted to provide you as much as information as you need since you're not in class. I feel like there's so much things to do online. You have everyday quizzes, you have everyday assignments, you have everyday discussion boards, and online activities that you have to do in class. It just takes up all your energy. I know it's small things, but when you combine it, it's actually brain and energy draining. So it's very important to have me time and self-care days.